Hey YouTube, it's Josh X Slade back again, also known as Josh, and let's see what we're getting into today. Also, another thing on this intro, I pledge allegiance to the bag. So today this is the 240SX, the KA24DE. I'm about to do the front main seal, or the crank seal. As you can tell, it's been highly neglected. I just cracked, as you can see, I got the chain wrench on it right there. I just cracked the bolt loose with a 27mm socket, and my breaker bar, it actually was not that tight, which makes me suspect that it might have been changed before. Maybe used the $3 seal instead of the $10 seal or something of that sort, and probably didn't use OEM or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to redo it, and hopefully that will take care of that oil situation, and we should be good to go again. The car does have a cat back way on the back, that second bolt end. Then it has cat, and stock header. This is my first time being under the car, like under the car, and as I looked before, from the sides without a jack, clean frame rails, and still no rust. Love it. Oil pan is definitely not the cleanest in the world, but then again, neither is the motor. All the belts snapped on me, all three of them, so we will be installing those as well. I have all new one of those, and there will be, I guess, part of this video as well. This will be the intro, and then I guess I will play the belt intro, and then we'll come back to doing this. I don't have my stand with me right now. It's actually broken. I gotta get a new one. So I gotta kind of hold the phone and prop the phone up or something like that. But focus, there we go. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I'm working with what I got right now. It's dark at 5:30, it seems like. So there's your bolt. Let's see if this pulley will come off. Now, as you can see, we got these lines here. This still, it's still automatic. The fan shroud is held on by some bungees on the bottom and a few sheet metal screws on the top, it looks like, and like a strap or something, I don't know. Probably just gonna go to a nice aluminum setup and call it a day with aluminum fan shroud, electric fan, yada yada. But for now, we just want to get it back to stock and running good. Now, sometimes you can kind of play the wiggle with this, but might need two hands to do so. So let me sit you guys down, and we'll pick right back up after I do the wiggle. And we're back under here. We have the crank pulley off, as you can tell right there. That was a pain. I tried two different crank pulley pullers and they just didn't work. Ultimately, I took a big flat head and just kind of lightly pried it against the cover and just wiggled it on each side back and forth, and eventually came out. So let's get to we're gonna pry out the old gasket, which was definitely the case. All over the back of the pulley, it's just all, everything's soaked. So I'm gonna get some cleaner, kind of clean it up a little bit, that way we can monitor it for future leaks. The lighting on here is kind of crazy, huh? But I do have some sort of a stand. Maybe I can get a time lapse or something of trying to pull that out, which is going to be fun. I'm probably going to try just a little flathead or maybe an Allen key or something. See if I can get it to pull out. Alright, the new one's in. Flipped it out with a screwdriver. Tapped it in with my 36mm. Wish I had one that was just slightly bigger. The old one's here, and besides what I've done to it, yeah, she's seen better days. So we're about to reinstall the crank pulley. We're going to torque it to, I think they say 120 foot-pounds is safe. I'm probably going to take it about 140. And then we will carry on with AC belt. And then we would go clutch fan belt, I think. Nope, alternator belt. I think it's alternator belt, AC belt, and then clutch fan belt. I don't know, we'd have to look. I'll tell you whenever the pulley's back on. Looks like I got something in my lens. So it probably is. There we go. Kinda got it. There is no glass right here on my camera, so I don't think that helped at all. I think it just made it kind of hazy. So it's kind of gone. I'm doing what I can. There we go. So that's that. Let's get this crank pulley on and get it torqued down, and then we'll get into the rest of the belts. Alright, got the torque wrench to 150 foot-pounds. I just hit it to 120, and it just didn't feel very tight, in my opinion. So I'm just using this 4-way right here because I don't have a good breaker bar that's short enough to really get under here. I can put over this, but I'm gonna set you guys back here. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna hold this like that. Get one smaller. Hold this just like that, and there it is. Now that felt good, much better at 150 foot-pounds. Now we're ready to go ahead and continue with getting on all these belts. Alright, let's go over the AC one real quick. So basically right here you have your AC idler pulley, I think is what they call it. So you just loop it right around the back of the side of the pulley. You come down here, you loosen this. I believe it's a 12. Let's take a look. It's a 14. This bolt here is also a 14, so you just want to crack that loose. And you just put some tension on it. See, I like mine to have just about a quarter flip when I press it. That right there might be just a little too tight, but for the way this core is going to be revved and everything else, I feel like a little bit on the tighter side would be fine. It's going to wear. So now we're going to go to the alternator side and see what we get into over there. Alright, and to conclude this, so there's a bolt. Let's see if I can get the focus in there. So there's a bolt right there where that hole in the pulley is. And there's a bolt right there. You see it shining, and then you see the top bolt there. So it'd be this one, and the one that's sitting behind the hole there of the pulley. And that will conclude this alternator belt when everything's back together. She's still dirty, but as you can tell, light sprinkle here. It's New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. 2020 is going to be great. And I'm going to get this puppy back on the ground and let it start up and run for a little bit to let the battery charge up some. It is a brand new battery, and it's been started up and moved a few times without the alternator belt being on, just because I was waiting to get that gasket in. And you know, it's only moved from like over here to right here 2 or 3 times, so it's not end of the world. Typical 240 mess. I guess I'm out, y'all. Say bye to the dog.